So when we talk about rolling chords, I'm going to warn you first off that it's very easy to get into the habit of rolling every single chord once you learn this technique. You'll want to do it all the time because it serves its purpose. It articulates melody notes really well, especially when you go, when you roll, because we typically roll from the bass note down to the melody note, and that articulates the melody note very well. But I will warn you against that, and I'll talk about it at the end. But first, let's learn the technique, and then I'll tell you not to use it like we're a martial arts instruction or something. So, in order to roll effectively, we're gonna find a happy medium between block chords all together and arpeggiation. And one way you can go about doing this, developing this, is just start with two notes. So in this case we're starting with the C and the E, on the 5th string and the 4th string respectively. And so we're going to start with the C, play the E, bring them closer together, and then play them together. Play them at the same time, and play them apart. That's about where we want to be, where it's almost the same sound. Bring it together. Then you simply do the same thing with 3 notes. And it takes some trial and error and some practice, some discipline to get that in your fingers. So eventually you have a nice roll. So I'm going to now warn you about doing this every time. One reason it's very desirable is that, like I said, it articulates the melody very well. So my challenge to you is don't just rely on a roll, but rather develop the skill to play your chords and naturally articulate that melody note. And what that boils down to is usually your A finger plucking harder than the other ones, which is very difficult to do because we want to just play everything all the same. So play around with that. Try to get it to where your melody notes can speak without having to actually separate them from the rest of the chord.